Hello everyone, welcome back to SportsKhabri and Arunfoot. Igor Stimac has announced the probables for India's first game against Afghanistan as part of our World Cup qualifying campaign. Some interesting choices, and that's what we're here to break down. And now I think we'll start with the goalkeepers. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, Amrinder Singh, Furbala Chenpa, and Vishal Keth, the four mentioned. Of course, it's likely that he will take three to Afghanistan. Not Afghanistan, actually Saudi Arabia. So that's there. And Nawab, what do you make of this list? Of course, you think Furbala Chenpa this time could sort of sneak in ahead of Vishal Keth?
I think that's the big question, right? Gurpreet and Amarinder are sort of set as the keepers of the Indian national team squad. And then the question is who's going to be third. And the point is that both Vishal Keth and Purvala Chenpa have been playing very, very well this season in the ISL. But maybe Purvala Chenpa does deserve that call up and maybe, get a little bit of a feel of the national team, even though he's unlikely to play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he deserves it as well, and it's only fair that he gets that shot. The defenders, I think there's some conversation to be had here. You've got the usual suspects: Akash Mishra, Mehtab Singh, who has been in and around the national team. Rahul who started India's AFC Asian Cup games. You've got Subhashish Bose. You've got Anwar Ali, who's expected to sort of make his return from injury for the national team. And then you've got the interesting ones. You've got Jay Gupta, Amay Ranawade, you've got Roshan Singh, and Narendra as well. So what do you make of these inclusions, Arun?
It's an interesting one because the usual suspects are there, as you've mentioned. Just to go through the list: Akash Mishra, Lanchung Nunga, Mehtab Singh, Pritam Kotal, Rahul Beke, Nikhil Pujari, Subhashish Bose, then Narendra, Anwar Ali, Roshan Singh, Naurem, Amay Ranawade, and Jay Gupta. Yeah. So it's very interesting to see that Jay Gupta, Amay Ranawade get their first ever call-ups as probables for the Indian team. Roshan comes back, Narendra comes back as well for certain performances. Deserved for all of them. Good to see Anwar Ali back. But there's one big surprise to me, and that is that Chinglen Sana has not been called up. He was not part of the Asian Cup squad. He's not down there. I think one of our best centre backs at the moment, even though in the Southern Derby against Kerala Blasters, he played as a defensive midfielder, as a holding six for BFC. That would be the only surprise. The others deserve it. The question is, how many of these players make it to the final squad? Does he keep the usual suspects, or does he pick one of these newer boys? And that will be the interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you mentioned it. Sana is a weird exclusion because I think he's done very well for BFC since coming in. Of course, he played that number 6 role where he did pretty well, and he's been playing at centre back where he usually performs pretty well. So
we've got one thing just to add is that if I see the current form of a Mehtab Singh and of Lalchung Nunga for their clubs, sometimes they've even been playing in the wide position. They're not calling up Sana. Then I have some questions, because then the question is, are you looking at Rahul Beke? Are you looking at Pritam Kotal rather as centre backs rather than as right backs? Because we've called up so many right backs. Ashish Rai also doesn't make the cut, for example, that we potentially have 5 right backs in this whole mix of players.
But just before we move on to the midfielders, do you expect somebody like an Amay Ranawade or a Roshan or a Jay Gupta to make the final squad?
If you would ask me amongst those 3, I would think that most probably Roshan would be the first one to get the call up, because on the left side also we've got Akash and we've got Subhashish. Both are playing a good season for their respective clubs, with their ups and downs, but overall they're playing a good season.
Yeah. Let's run through the midfielders, Anwar, and we've got a few white players as well, but we'll include it as part of the midfielders as per the list that's been given to us. Anirudh Thapa, Brandon Fernandez, Liston Colasso, Mahesh Singh Navarem, Sahal Abdul Samad, Suresh Singh Wangjam, Jeekson Singh, Deepak Tangri, got Puteya, Apuya, and Imran Khan. Any surprises for you?
I think the biggest surprise would be Imran Khan, that he does get a call up. So that would be one. The other one where I'm very, very happy to see him called up is Puteya, who I think is one of the consistent performers in the Indian Super League for his club, which is Odisha FC. And interesting, of course, the omission of Udanta, who's been, of course, questioned quite a number of times in the past. But overall, on expected lines, the players that we would expect to be there, I think that's the point that I would hope for more from certain players, be it an Anirudh Thapa, be it a Brandon Fernandez, expecting more, hoping for more from these guys. But really interesting to see if Puteya does get a call up. because also Jackson is still not there where he was pre-injury. He was,
Yeah.
one of our best midfielders at the time before he got injured. Deepak Tangri has done well in the last few weeks for Mohun Bagan. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yep, I not incredible surprise. I think fair enough. He's gone with the guys who have done well in the ISL of late. Um, but yeah, Arunava, you think Putea will make it to the final squad because he's first inclusion, so it's going to be interesting.
A difficult one on one side. On the other side, I think he deserves it. So there, but the question is then who would he then take out? And again, we don't know if any of the players will pick up an injury over the next week. So therefore, yeah, let's wait and see what happens. I think again, Imran Khan looks tough to me to make it to the final squad, but the others, yeah, let's see.
Yep, absolutely. I think they're all likely to make the cut. But let's run through the forwards now. Sunil Chetri, Ishan Pandita, Lalinzwala Changte, Manveer Singh, Vikram Pratap Singh, Rahul Kannoli Praveen. Then you've got Nandakumar Sekar and Isa. Of course, I'll add the likes of Lissin Colasso and Mahesh to this list as well because they play as wingers and they play as wide players. So from that bunch, any surprises? Of course, you've got somebody who doesn't play regularly for his club in Ishan Pandita and Rahul KP who hasn't done exceedingly well in the recent past.
Perfectly mentioned by you, those two. I'm positively surprised that Isaac Ralte does get a call up, who's been consistently performing for Odisha FC in the ISL. Again, these have been grouped into forwards, but again, if I want to say forwards, I've got three real forwards in this, and that's Sunil, Ishan Pandita, and Manveer Singh. The rest for me are potentially wingers. Maybe Vikram might be another one who you could add to the forwards list. But the others are wingers for me. So therefore, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who he does call up in the end. Because for me, still Sunil starts. I think in these kind of matches, you need Sunil as a captain on the field. It doesn't make sense to, other people always like to say, oh, listen, you can bring him maybe on after 65, 70 minutes. Sunil needs to be there from the start. I think that's important. I think Sunil has played well in the last few weeks, except one fact, and that's he's not scored goals. I think if you look at the Blasters game, the good aspect of Sunil's game has been that he got the opportunities to try and score goals. He couldn't score, but he's getting the chances. Ishan Pandita has limited minutes. Manveer is playing wide. Vikram is playing wide. And again, the rest are wide players. So therefore, these are the realities in this current spot.
Yeah, and I think it would do him, a world of good as well if he picks up a goal before going into this game against Odisha. So, yeah, I think you mentioned it on why he had a few chances that he should have probably put away. But yeah, he's getting into those spaces, he's getting into those areas, and unfortunately, the goals just haven't come. But I think they will come there. For all good strikers, the goals come eventually. So yeah, interesting it'll be to see if players like Rahul, KP, and Isak eventually make the final squad. I know you expect them to be in the mix for the final squad.
If you've been called up, I think yes, surely they are potential players for the final mix. So therefore, be it Isak, be it Rahul, KP, be it the others that we've mentioned earlier, all of them are in with a chance. It'll be interesting to see who makes the cut for the trip to Saudi Arabia and potentially might be called up afterwards for the match in Guwahati. So therefore, yeah, let's wait and see.
Yeah, guys, I think these couple of games against Afghanistan are coming really fast now, and yeah, please keep your eyes peeled out for any content surrounding these couple of games that we're going to put out. We're going to do a lot of live content as well as we get closer to these games. So, yep, thanks Arnav for joining in today, and thanks everybody who is watching the video. Please like and share these clips, and of course, subscribe to the channel SportsKhabri Arunfoot.
Thanks everyone. Bye.